Did you hear that?
What was that?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 718. I'm your host, Salvatore Casio, along with my co-host, Charlie Crane. Charlie, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. We're happy to be back after a long hiatus. I think our last episode was a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that was good times, good times. But now we're back and we're here to stay.
absolutely.
Starting off the episode, let's talk about the NBA, Knicks and Nets.
So the Knicks have been eliminated from the playoffs by the Atlanta Hawks in 5 games. And personally, I'm not that upset. I'm I'm really not. I'm really proud of this team. And if you had offered me a winning season, I would have bitten your hand off because I thought we were going to be a bottom five team in the league. I'm pleased with Thibodeau. I think he's done a good job with the players. I think Randall was the only disappointment for me. I don't know what you think.
Playoffs are for the season itself.
I just don't know. I wanted him to be the one in the playoffs. I wanted to believe he could be, but and he still could be. But
Yeah,
he was
no.
disappointed. He was
Yeah,
disappointing.
I mean, I think any Knicks fan has to really come into this with a pretty accepting lens. Like, yeah, we got eliminated in 5 games, but I mean, you can't really expect a team led by Julius Randle and RJ Barrett to take you out of the first round against Trey
Exactly.
Young, who has literally shooter. He's got a nice support
The
system.
Hawks, the Hawks are a way more talented team than we like. It's just a way more talented team, and I think we might have overestimated a little bit how good we are because regular season basketball is just different than playoff basketball. It's a different breed, and I implore all Knicks fans to just understand that it is a successful season and remember how, our expectations when we started and how the city united around this team. I think we have a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I
And
agree.
on the Nets are rolling
Yeah,
up 2-0 against the Bucks without James Harden.
yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Do you
Yeah, I
think
think.
do you think anybody stops them in the East?
I mean, I don't think it's too late to say that the Bucks will come back, or even I don't know. I think Harden's supposed to miss Game 3 as well,
Yeah, he
but
is.
yeah,
It hasn't looked like it's mattered though. Like the full game without Harden was even worse for the Bucks.
yeah,
It was brutal, and I made an ill-advised bet that the Bucks were going to beat the Nets
mm,
this series. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe honestly, I could see a little bit of a Cinderella run from the Hawks. Honestly, if I think they're tied 1-1.
yeah, the Hawks just lost game 2 last night, I believe. I think it was last night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Trey Young could pull something off, but for him
Yeah,
to do that would be unbelievable.
I think it really depends on Embiid's health. If Embiid is healthy and at his best, I don't think the Hawks can hang with the Sixers. But if
Hmm.
Embiid is banged up and misses some time, I don't see any reason why the Hawks can score. Like they can really score. I don't
Yeah,
see any reason why they can't at least keep pace with Philly.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I would say moving on to the MLB. I mean, Yankees third place right now, 6.5 games back behind first. Any comments?
Yankees are a disaster. Yankees are a disaster. I said 2 weeks ago. I think we had won like 12 out of 15, and I still said 2 weeks ago that if at this team right now, if we don't add any pieces, this team isn't making the playoffs. And I'm being proved right. This team is not good enough. They can't hit.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can't hit. There's no other I have nothing else to say. They can't hit.
I mean, as funny as it is to me, being a Mets fan, but that those calls the other day against Odor were
Oh,
actually disgraceful. They were
oh,
so disgraceful.
don't even get me started. Especially the third strike call, like low end outside, like practically in the dirt. But that's not like you hate calls like that, but you can get mad at those calls when you're like 5 games up in the division and you're like, oh man, that's unlucky. Like we didn't deserve to win that game. Like they played better than us.
Did you guys get swept by the Red Sox? Is it? Yeah, yeah, it was bad. And I mean, yeah,
We were outplayed. We just can't hit the ball. Like below average pitchers, like pitch us into the seventh and
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're playing the Twins now though, so that's pretty easy. I mean, they're in last place.
no, yeah. when we finally picked up a win last night, but like over the last like 2 weeks, we've been the worst hitting team in the MLB.
Yeah, and like, and eventually you're gonna have to play the Blue Jays, who are basically right behind you in the neck for third place.
You
But
know, their place just like isn't what we should be shooting for. I don't know. I think we need to switch something up. Boone is just infuriating. Boone is
yeah, honestly, to see him sit there while Odor was literally getting like
uh,
hammered by those calls, he was just like,
he just lets it happen. And then he goes in the press conference like, yeah, we're just getting unlucky, but we're putting together better at bats, and the guys are making good cuts, and I'm confident that analytics tell us they're going to be turning around soon. It's
yeah,
tiring. It's like I saw a Twitter account where it's like Aaron Boone like quote generator, and like it just makes like all the same stuff that he says every day. It's awful. He's actually like a robot, and he doesn't.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I guess moving on to the
I
Mets.
was livid when he did not go up there and advocate for his players.
Yeah, yeah, that was really bad. But onto the sunnier side of the New York teams, New York Mets, 2.5 games up in first place.
I give you credit. What are you 29 and 27 something?
29-24.
Yeah.
Braves are behind us. I think they're 500 right now. 29s. Pretty good.
Well, I mean, especially like sometimes I check like the Mets lineup card and like I've heard of like two of the players.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. I even like myself, I have trouble like keeping up with all these players that come up. Who gets hurt? Who's this? Who's that?
Yeah, I really I'm having trouble following who's playing for you guys right now, but it's
Mhm.
like you seem to be fighting. I follow Steve Cohen on Twitter and he seems to be pleased with he seems to be
Yeah,
pleased with the
yeah,
performances you guys are putting out.
yeah. I
I
love
know,
him.
I know you had a slip at the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, no, we definitely did. I mean, but like in terms of like how the Mets have been playing, like yeah, we've had like a few bad games up and down, but like, I mean, we're still in first place. I mean, can't really complain.
No, you really can't. Like I believe I'd take that for the Yankees.
And Lindor is finally waking up, which is great to see.
He is, and I've heard good things about Billy. What's his name?
Billy McKinney,
Billy McKinney. Yeah, former Yankee.
yeah, dude hits
Former Yankee
bombs.
who I believe like hit a home run like in his first game as a Yankee and like got hurt in his second one and like never came back out.
Yeah,
I forgot about him, but I hope he does well.
yeah. No, we literally have people's names that like I can't even pronounce like half the time. It's like,
And I know you had Maben up briefly, but I feel like he's gone now.
well, I mean, we had him. We got him from the Cubs for like a little dollar,
Yeah.
and then
I always liked Maben.
he was like 0 for 30. Like he was literally 0 for 27.
Yeah, you can't really keep that.
No,
I think
no.
it was like 2018 or I think 2019. Maven was like a solid Yankee.
Yeah, I mean, like
I like
he's always been that kind of just like platoon outfielder. Like there's nothing special about him.
Yeah, no, it was just in 2019. I think he like accidentally hit like 265 because he hasn't done it again. So
Oh, speaking about like I mean the Mets and the Yankees, we can talk about the frigging spider tack situation. Garrett Cole avoiding question when getting pressed by reporters. He was frozen. He was shell shocked. He was like,
it is unfair that they put him in that position because no other pitcher's getting put in that position right now.
Yeah.
Nobody else is one having the media be that direct with them, and two having other players like Josh Donaldson call him out.
Well, that's first of all. I mean, that's what happens when you play in New York. The media is always going to be on you.
But like Trevor Bauer is literally like, of course I'm cheating on Twitter.
Yeah. Like he's a little messed up. He's a little messed up in the head.
Have you seen like he tweets like the GIF with the Coke? Because some people say they use like the boiled Coke. Like,
Yeah, he's like tweeting. He's like, oh, it's boiled Coke. It's this. It's like
yeah. And he doesn't get asked about it ever. So I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair to Garrett Cole that he was put on the spot like that. But the only natty pitcher right now at the top of the game is DeGrom. Like,
yes, sir. And I was about to say we don't really have to worry about that because we have DeGrom.
I'm being real. Like DeGrom is the only one who doesn't do it. Like
you know Garrett Cole's fastball actually dropped 400 RPMs.
I know it did.
And then he got lit up against the Tigers.
He did. He got lit up against the Tigers and against the Rays. When like the first time against the Rays, he had the one hit, no walks, 12 Ks. Like, Look, I know it has an effect. I know it's performing enhancing, but like I see it happen against the Yankees as well. It's across the league, as you can see. If you see the spin rates are up, hitting is down across the league.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and like today, this year's definitely been like an unprecedented year for like no hitters. I think what do we have like at least 7 no hitters this year?
And if people think that's a coincidence, and that they're blind. Like it's
Yeah,
like I have so much. Don't get me wrong. I have so much respect for DeGrom. I'm glad that he is that good the natural way. Like I'm happy for the sport of baseball that he is proving that you don't need to do that to be successful. However, I think it was a little harsh on Cole because it's everybody. It's everybody.
yeah. But I mean, like the best part too, like the thing I love about Degrom is that like he's just like so humble, and that's like one of the reasons. Like I originally like don't get me wrong, like towards the end of like the Trevor Bauer saga, like I wanted him to sign with the Mets, but like in the beginning, like I like he's just like he's a cocky guy, and this guy's talking all this crap on social media just to sit behind DeGrom, who's just like a humble beast. Like
Yeah. I mean,
he thinks he's LeBron.
yeah. I mean, he tries to make it like he tried to make his decision like LeBron in Miami, like the
Yeah.
decision, just like
Yeah.
except like nobody cared.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He does I mean, like I get it, like you're bringing excitement to the game, but when he did that stupid sword thing like that, I was like, dude, like you look so stupid right now.
He's literally the third best pitcher on his team. He won a Mickey Mouse Cy Young.
He did win a Mickey Mouse Cy Young.
He did. Kershaw. I mean, Kershaw is doing it too. Kershaw had another one of the spin rate jobs. So did Walker Buehler. All
Mhm.
three of them are using it. I don't know what it is, but it
Yeah,
works.
these random substances that their chemists like make for them. That's like,
No, like I don't know. I don't know if you saw the full interview with Josh Donaldson, but he was saying like hitters cheat, pitchers cheat. It's a part of the game, but like it's the kind of cheating where it's just like small advantages like to bring out your best. Like it's like the stuff they're using now is like actually changing the game of baseball, and that's where he says it draws a line. He's like everybody uses pine tar. His pine tar can't make you that good, but
yeah,
I don't know. I do think it's a problem.
yeah,
I do.
definitely is a problem. But
It changes Cole from like a 1.2 pitcher to like a 2.75 pitcher. Like,
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of runs.
yeah, and I mean, like,
Yeah. I saw like I'm referencing like a study where they compared his earned run when his like RPM was above and below a certain amount, and
Mhm.
it changes by like 1.5 ERA points. So,
yeah, and I mean, they used to, what was I gonna say? They deadened the ball from when when like Alonso had his historic season. Like they've like it's not like the ball was like juiced anymore. It's like they gave the pitchers more of an advantage by deadening the balls. And I mean, you're still gonna like go out and use these like stupid substances just to like
I know. I mean, it's not even hard to see. You can see like the pitchers who like
Yeah.
like on the side on like right there on the
side
side.
on the glove right there.
It's not even subtle. Like,
No. No, it's so obvious, and no one's doing anything. But now there's a 10-game suspension, which is nice,
Yeah.
or two start suspension.
Yeah, and that's why all of them stopped last week.
Yep, that's why Garrett Cole literally got hammered.
That's
But-
why Garrett got hammered, but he's pitching again tonight, so I'm curious to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could throw with Donaldson.
Yeah, I guess onto the NFL. Like, what do you think about the Giants draft in general? Like, who's your let's go. Who's your favorite pick, and who's your best value pick?
My favorite pick was Ezekiel Jalari, second round. He's definitely a first round talent. We needed a pass rusher bad. I think he has tons of upside. I also just like the guy. Like
Mhm.
I've seen him on the media day. I've seen him in interviews. I like the way he talks about it. He's best friends with Andrew Thomas. And like I know Andrew Thomas isn't great, but I think he's going to fit in with the locker room well.
Yeah.
And then my best value pick is Ellerson Smith, day 3 outside linebacker out of Northern Illinois. Not many people know about him, but Dave Gettleman loves his Senior Bowl, and he's a 6'7", huge linebacker, big arms, big frame. Had a good Senior Bowl, and I think he's going to go as an underrated selection for the Giants.
It's a very good analysis right there.
What are your thoughts about the Jets?
I'd definitely say the best value pick, and I've seen like a lot of Jets fans like really be happy about this guy. Has to be like Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people had him predicted.
I would have taken Moore over Tony.
Yeah. I agree with that too. And yeah, they said that like Elijah Moore was supposed to go around like early to late 20s. Definitely a first round guy.
Absolutely.
It's nice to see that he slipped out of the first round. But
I I also
Yeah.
think that Vera Tucker is going to be an important pick for you guys.
Well, that was my favorite draft pick.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
Well,
mean
it's
to.
all right. It's all right. We'll get into that soon though. But yeah, I think Elijah Moore in getting a solid receiver like that, getting a really good deep ball threat is really valuable to Zach Wilson and our success this year.
Because
And
I think so much of like perception about a QB in his early years depends on the kind of weapons that he has.
yeah, absolutely. And speaking about weapons, I guess my favorite player is definitely Vera Tucker. I love the trade by Joe Douglas down to get him because there's no way he was going to 23. We didn't have to give up a first or a second round pick.
I
Well,
like
an additional
Yeah,
first or
I will
second.
say one thing about that. I kind of just took a shot at Kadarius, but I do like picking up the extra one. Like we lost out on Devontae Smith, which I think the Giants wanted. It doesn't seem like we were in for Rashawn Slater, which I think is the biggest overlook in this draft. I don't know how we didn't draft an offensive lineman when we had the second worst offensive line in the league.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't claim to understand it. And Slater was right there for us, and I would have taken Slater in a heartbeat because I think he comes in as an above average offensive lineman. He just didn't play last year. There are some people that think he's better than Sewell, but I don't. But
yeah,
I think that picking up an extra one on a team that's going to play a young QB in Justin Fields, I think is smart. Like if you didn't get your guy, I like that we moved back, picked up the one. I'm happy with it overall.
yeah. I agree. But what a scummy move by Philadelphia to trade up to get Devonta Smith right
Oh,
for you guys.
and
That is so funny. I was laughing so hard. I can't lie.
after what they did to us on the last day of the season, I'm going to the game. I'm going when the Eagles come to MetLife. I'll be there. I will be there. I have to. I still wish Doug Peterson was there because I actually think he would have gotten berated the whole game.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, back to Vera Tucker. Like, I mean, obviously, like this is high hopes from a Jets fan, but hopefully, I think like him and Becton will be able to like replicate the D'Brickashaw, Ferguson, Nick Mangold Jets offensive line era. Which
I like Nick Mangold.
I love him.
He was fun.
Hmm.
He made center fun.
Yeah,
But
I
I
agree.
think that's optimistic. You just gotta hope Becton doesn't get hurt. It's like actually like he just won't come back.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah.
His body just cannot
I was
recover.
just about to say, like all that pressure, like if he like goes one way or the other, like he's having like 370 pounds fall on his ankle.
Yeah, it's just like you better hope his knees don't like give out at one point. Like he's so large.
Yeah, no, but I think the Giants definitely have an optimistic season ahead of them, but I think so do the Jets.
Daniel Jones has nowhere to hide.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I don't care. People talk about the offensive line. No, he has nowhere to hide. He has so many weapons. Like he is like nowhere. We have like I think top 10 skill positions in the NFL.
Mhm.
We have a lot. Like and there's just nowhere for him to hide from this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
But,
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Really
Thank you so
appreciate it. It's good to be back.
Definitely good to be back. We'll make sure to get another episode next week.
Absolutely. Be good, guys.
All right.